Oh, yeah. It's craziness. This whole place is falling apart just like the House of Horror last night at Payback. But, Anthony, I didn't even have your mic on because it was falling apart.
Great segue.
All right, so by the way, you're listening to The Squared Circle right here on 90.3 WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College, right here in Garden City. We have so much to talk about. We got a whole thing of notes, which I'm about to grab right.
Sorry.
It's madness here, folks. So we're going to go over the whole Payback pay-per-view. We'll preview, tonight's Monday Night Raw. I thought this was a great pay-per-view, and I don't know if that was just because Mania wasn't that good. I enjoyed it. I had a more fun time watching this than WrestleMania. As Anthony screws in the microphone,
I don't think this is going to hold, but
as of now, it is holding.
So until this falls, it will have to hold.
And if it does fall, we'll move you to the other microphone.
Yeah, I just don't want to, I don't want to leave it dangling. That's the thing.
It's all good.
I just won't move it. That's what I'll do. I'll just sit like this. That way I can't move the mic. So we're good here. I thought I thought WrestleMania was pretty good, but I thought Payback was great. I think, honestly, I don't have an issue with any of the match finishes. I don't think I do anyway.
I would have had Joe go over on an injured Seth Rollins. That's about it.
Maybe. Yeah, I'll give you that much. But, for the rest of the card, I think every match finished pretty well. Even if you weren't rooting for Alexa Bliss, you had to be happy with that match.
You knew that was going to happen because they always have the guy or girl lose in their hometown, I feel like.
It depends on how much they're trying to push this heel or if they're trying to get someone over or something like that with the hometown
So
thing.
I want to start from the opening. I didn't see the pre-show.
What
was it? It was
Enzo and Cass versus the Club, and Enzo and Cass won. So further making the Club look like a joke, unfortunately. But
that matchup has been done way too many times.
Yep. So we had that.
We need more tag teams.
Yeah, we need more tag teams.
We need the revival back. And then there was a segment of Miz TV, which I did catch.
With Finn Balor.
Which, it's the same thing every week with Miz TV. You knew what was going to happen.
That's what Finn even said. He goes, every episode of Miz TV ends the same way with you getting your rear end kicked.
He didn't say rear end, Anthony.
Hey, he said rear end. This is a PG show, just like WWE claims to be. So
yeah, they're strange cat with their PG stuff. We'll get into that later.
But apparently one of the rumors for tonight is that there's going to be a number one contenders fatal four-way match, and it's going to have The Miz in it, Finn Balor.
Obviously, Braun Strowman, I would imagine.
I don't know. I didn't see it. I forget who it was. I don't remember seeing his name involved with it.
I think as of right now, Braun Strowman is the guy to face Lesnar.
Yeah, well, it depends when, though. How long do they want to hold that off for? Because this Roman feud is very clearly not done. So, we'll see. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So, the first match of the night was officially, not in the pre-show, was Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens.
Amazing
former
match.
Best friends. Now for the U.S. title. First of all, I got to say, how great of a gimmick is the face of America?
Yeah,
Kevin Owens.
I love it.
And the finger of America with touching the rope.
When he did the finger move again, I was going crazy.
Kevin Owens is great.
Yeah,
I gotta
Owens
say.
is great. Jericho is phenomenal. They seem to have better chemistry in the ring because I thought their Mania match, it was a little rushed at times, and just because there's so much on at Mania, I think he had more time to breathe and let them get their moves in, and the crowd was into it. And that's an important thing with a wrestling match, is for the crowd to be a part of the match.
And because of this match, we will not see Chris Jericho on Monday Night Raw for the foreseeable future, as Chris Jericho wins the United States title, heads over to SmackDown. I don't think he's going to hold on to the title past Tuesday.
I bet you he loses it, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
He gets attacked because he has to be written off because he is going on tour or recording an album.
He's going on tour and
releasing an album.
And Fozzy has a tour date on the day of Backlash, which AJ Styles is supposed to get a U.S. title match at Backlash.
So probably against Owens. I would imagine Owens retains.
What they could do is they could vacate the title, too. They could have him get attacked, be injured, and then make it like a fatal four-way.
Yeah.
At that.
Should be interesting. I like this, I like Jericho on SmackDown. You have a whole bunch of new matchups that you can have, but you still have him and Owens on there, which I think it's good for the company, for those two, and Sami Zayn, and then you got AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. I would love to see a Nakamura-Jericho match. I want to see AJ Styles, Nakamura as well.
I don't know if you saw, but I think they're pushing a Nakamura-Ziggler storyline, which that'll be good.
It'll be good, but you just know it's just, Ziggler has no chance of winning this rivalry, so it's kind of a test of a match, and I'd rather... I mean, I want Ziggler to be where he was a few years ago because, to me, he's super talented. He can cut a good promo. He has a good look, and he's phenomenal in the ring. But that's for another day. So, do you have a problem with Owens losing or no?
I think I would have preferred for him to have held on to the title and have Jericho just kind of went away.
Yeah.
But... because Jericho's going to be gone, and he's going to drop the title. Probably drop it on Tuesday because he can't defend it at Backlash. So, I mean, I would have probably preferred him to have held on to it because I really like this Face of America thing.
Yeah.
He could still win it back on Tuesday. He could get his rematch and then win it back. And
I'm expecting for him to, win it back and whatever. I think most pay-per-views, I feel, should start with the face winning just because it gets the crowd into it. So I have no problem with that. It's good to see Jericho get a victory. It doesn't really hurt Owens because, like we said, we all think he'll win it on Tuesday.
Right. Or it will be vacated and he'll have an opportunity to win it.
Yeah.
No matter what, he will have another opportunity.
This is why SmackDown is the more exciting show.
Yeah.
And especially because they have a world champion as well.
Yeah. Instead of a universal one that's somewhere in the universe. Yeah. We don't know where he is, but... it's not on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, so. It's not.
All right, the next match was Austin Aries versus Neville.
Another phenomenal match.
Great match. Neville retains by disqualification. He was about to lose, grabs the referee, gets disqualified. So Austin Aries technically wins, but Neville is still the champion. So very clearly they're not done with this feud either. This just goes to show you how weak the Cruiserweight division is as well. That there's literally no one else that anyone cares. I mean, this TJ Perkins heel turn, I don't think anybody cares about. What I think would be a perfect thing for the WWE to do, and I think it would breathe a lot of life into this division, is to bring back the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships. And you could team these guys up and at least get 4 of them in a match on any given night.
I don't know. I just think it's too...
You're already getting usually 2 or 3 Cruiserweight matches a night.
I feel the audience has no connection to any of these people, and that's why the audience reaction for the most part is dead, unless you have great performers like Aries and Neville. But if you have TJ Perkins or whoever's in this division, it's kind of weak. Maybe they could start bringing up some NXT guys that are a lighter weight. Maybe a guy like Roderick Strong, who would probably be a cruiserweight, is a really good worker. Did they just bring over who is Sin Cara's partner?
Kalisto.
Is he on Raw?
Yeah, he's on Raw and Sin Cara's on SmackDown, which is dumb because I felt like that would have been a perfect way if you would have reunited the Lucha Dragons. People like the Lucha Dragons, and then you make them the inaugural cruiserweight champions again.
I don't know. I just think too many championships. It's too much at times. Yeah. But I understand where you're getting at. But you enjoyed this match, and I thought the ending, it made Neville look like a good heel because he doesn't really technically lose. He keeps the belt, but it makes Aries look strong because, it's from disqualification, and it keeps the rivalry going. I think that was perfect booking right there.
Yeah, that was great. No complaints whatsoever.
And I'm sure, like you said, this rivalry will continue, and hopefully it ends with an Aries championship. But I love what Neville's doing as the Cruiserweight champion. Yep. Let's move to the women's match.
Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. Alexa Bliss wins the title, new Raw Women's Champion. She's the first woman ever to be the SmackDown and Raw Women's Champion, so that is pretty awesome.
How happy were you, Anthony?
I was excited. I gotta say, I wasn't as excited as I was the first time she won the title in SmackDown because I genuinely didn't think she had a chance.
Who'd she beat for that?
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch.
I was like, there's no way they're gonna put this little girl and they're gonna, have her take over Becky. She's still green. She's still new to the main roster. Becky's the number 1 girl on SmackDown. There's no way. And they did it, and she did a very good job with the title. And then she was a good stopgap for Naomi to win it back. So at WrestleMania. And now I think she'll do a good job on Raw.
Yeah, I think, this was a solid match for sure, and the audience was in it, which always makes the match. It could be a terrible match, but if the crowd's into it, it makes it a good match.
Yep.
Bailey's the hometown girl. I think they both put on the best of their ability, especially because this is their first time locking up, so the chemistry's not going to be there right away. And I like that Bailey lost, and now hopefully she could get a redemption, whether it's a year from now or at Mania or whatever. I would keep the belt on Alexa Bliss for quite some time.
She's great. She's such a great champion, Alexa.
But
she
now,
does such a good job.
Now, what do they do with the women's? Because now you have Mickie James, you have your.
Well, she's a face, and so is Bailey.
Sasha's heel. I'm telling you,
she's going to turn heel, but it's a matter of time. I don't know when. I just think if they turn her heel, they have to do it against Bailey.
Oh yeah, it has to be done.
So that'll be with that. Maybe they'll do it. Maybe they could start that tonight. Like, I wasn't out there for you, and then you lost, and really the only reason you've been winning is because of me.
Mm-hmm. I like that, and build it up though until SummerSlam.
Yeah,
and that'll be a big money matchup if you have Sasha versus Bailey, first time in the ring going at it at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
and then you could have what's her face, Alexa Bliss go on against people like Mickie James, or returning Summer Rae.
Yeah. She deserves a push. She hasn't had it done anything since she was drafted.
Summer Rae?
Yeah.
Well, she's coming. She's
supposed
injured.
to be. Yeah, she's supposed to be back tonight. Well, that's the thing is she hasn't been around since she's been injured. So because she's been so injured.
I didn't even know she was injured.
Yeah, she's been injured for a while. So she deserves a little bit of a push.
I feel there's a lot of heels on Raw for the women because you have Emelina, whatever her name is, Emma, Nia Jax, and now Alexa Bliss, and I'm sure Sasha, like we said, will turn.
And Dana is a face technically too, but she's just such a bad wrestler. I can't watch her. Still, I keep saying it every week, but I don't know if it'll ever come true. Paige is a face whenever she comes back.
It's not happening.
Whenever she comes back, she's a face. That's all I'm going to say. And Summer Rae probably could too. So if you
Summer Rae's such a natural heel.
Yeah,
I think she's just unlikable, but in a good way. She's like an Alberto Del Rio who shouldn't be turned face. Let's move to the tag team match. I thought this was a really, really good tag team match, and the Hardys took a butt whooping in this one.
Oh, yeah. Missing tooth.
Chef got his tooth knocked out, and they played the kick in slow motion, and you're not supposed to hurt your competitor, so, that's a bad move by Sheamus, but it looked cool for the audience.
Yeah, and the heel turn, it all worked perfectly with it.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that heel turn, how much was like, you know what, we're actually going to turn them heel versus they just got obliterated, these guys. Let's really make sure that everyone knows they're heels now.
Oh, they're definitely full-on heels. It was pretty obvious that this was going to happen. They were shaking hands. I expected them to turn heel yesterday, and they did. I could have seen, the Hardys turn heel as well, which would have been cool because, their whole broken Hardy thing is more of a heel thing, I would think. But it's just so over that I think making them faces is the right move.
Well, you know what now, though?
What's up?
He busted tooth, busted open. They're both broken.
Yeah.
They both are now broken.
And I believe the WWE has bought the rights to use that 100%.
Yeah.
So hopefully they go in full effect of the broken Hardy gimmick starting tonight.
That would be fantastic.
It's so fun to watch them back in the WWE. I'm so happy, and it gives a huge spark to the Raw division. And it's so good that Cesaro and Sheamus are heels because they've been stagnant, doing the same thing. They were over somewhat, but I think Sheamus is a natural heel. Yeah, Cesaro's over as a face. Sheamus was getting booed. I think Cesaro, who hasn't been a heel in quite some time, they're going to do a great job. They're these super athletes. They're foreigners, which really,
they can build that.
They love booing the foreigners in wrestling. It's like a time-honored tradition. And they're mean. It's good to have, mean, hard-hitting heel tag team, which is great. And now, when you
but now how many face tag teams are there?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So who do we have as faces?
Literally everybody. Enzo and Cass, I guess, but I really don't think they're
They're
faces.
Mean.
They're rude. Yeah,
yeah, they're bullies.
They make fun of everybody. The Club is very clearly their heel.
The Club's heel. The Revival's heel. Cesaro and Sheamus are heel. Goldust and R-Truth.
I guess they're faces.
Is that a tag team still?
Well, yeah. At Raw, they said they're going to ask for a number one contender match. They're going to try to face the Hardys.
I love Goldust.
Yeah.
They would.
He's a little bit of an older guy, though.
He's in his mid-40s, maybe even late 40s.